Hey, Jason. Obviously, a really successful preseason on the wins and losses. From a coach's view, how successful did you think it was, and did you get out of it what you were hoping?
Yeah, I think at the beginning of training camp, we talked about defense, and uh, and I thought, not just in the games but in practice, the guys really bought into what we were, selling, and so I think you guys have seen it in the games and for people who've come to practice. This the physicality of our team, understanding that they did everything we've asked. Maybe we could have got a couple more minutes for some guys, but I think all 20 guys participated and gave everything they had. And so you could see that it was a beautiful thing. Again, the ball is moving, we're getting wide open looks. Defensively, we're getting deflections and steals. And there's not a drop off. I think our bench scored 58 points tonight, and that just shows how deep we are.
All right, Dorothy, why don't you go ahead?
Hi, Coach. Thanks for your time
Hi, Dorothy.
tonight. When you look at the preseason, one question I have is how much stock do you take in being undefeated? One, and then number two, when you cut players, knowing that skill can improve through hard work, how do you tell players that it's not a judgment of them as people, but rather like how you assess their skill or their fit with the team? How do you balance that conversation with them?
Yeah, it's a great question, Dorothy. We take merit in the effort and energy. That was one of the things we talked about as a group. Wins and losses are going to come, but we can be held accountable for our energy and our effort. Those are things that we can control. In this group, we've talked about that. We've talked about our chemistry and accountability, and we continue to grow that. And you can see that each time we take the floor. But it's just a special, group. This group has been together, and I think I've said this earlier. They are friends. We have basketball friends, but you can take the basketball out of the equation. These guys really are true friends and cheer for one another, and it's a special group. And to the second part of your question, it's hard. We had 20 guys here. We just let go of two, Carlit and Farhan. And I told those two that I thanked them because they did everything that we asked. And it's a numbers game. We can only have 15, and we already had two two-ways. And so for those two, I'm sad because those two again didn't do anything wrong, and I thought they got better since training camp. Carly got better since summer league, and so I should say both of them. And so I told them there's 29 other businesses out there watching, and I hope that they saw what we saw for training camp and that they get picked up. If not, hopefully we can bring them back.
Dwayne?
Yes, Jason, what does it say about the depth of this team when you didn't have your top three scorers tonight and the Bucks played some of their starters with some pretty good significant minutes tonight and you still were able to win the game?
Yeah, we talked about that this morning and before the game. It's things happen, right? We have COVID that you can have a positive test, injuries. We truly believe no matter who suits up, we have a chance to win, and that's what that group showed us tonight. With KP and Tim and Luka out, those guys came out to try to win a basketball game, and they put themselves in a position to win, and we found a way to win a game. And so I really want to praise those guys because they didn't take the game off, and I thought we got better tonight.
Nick?
Hey, Coach, I'm curious if you can give us any insight on Tyrell Terry, who was also waived by the Mavericks today. They announced that after the game. What did you see from him, and what kind of insight can you give us on the decision to release him as well?
Nick, that's a good question. I didn't get to see a lot, right? He got hurt at Summer League, and he actually, came back, and then he went back home to Minnesota. And so, to be fair, I can't answer that question because I didn't get to see enough of them. And so I think the decision was made between Frank or Tyrell and management and ownership went with Frank.
Okay, thank you.